liquid mercury found in ancient Mexican pyramid? Was it a fuel for alien spacecraft? In 2015, a team of archaeologists discovered a large quantity of liquid mercury beneath the Mexican pyramid. There are several occasions where mercury is found in the form of a powdery red pigment called cinnabar in the Mesoamerican tombs, but finding it in liquid form is extremely rare. Ancient astronaut theories suggest that the presence of liquid mercury might have been a part of the propulsion system used by the Aztecs. The traces of liquid mercury were discovered by a Mexican archaeologist named Sergio Gomez in 3 chambers situated under the pyramid of the Feathered Serpent at the Teotihuacan archaeological site north of Mexico City. Gomez had excavated the tunnel at the site unsealed in 2003 after 1,800 years, and his team discovered 3 chambers. They also found strange artifacts near the tunnel's entrance, such as jade figurines, seashells, jaguar remains, and a box filled with carved shells and rubber balls. Gomez believed that the discovery of liquid mercury could be a representation of the underworld where the dead resided, probably the remains of the kings of Teotihuacan. The Aztecs called the ancient site of Teotihuacan a city of the gods, quote unquote. It's located about 50 kilometers northeast of modern-day Mexico City. There's no record of when the city was built, but it flourished as early as 400 BC and became the most powerful and influential place by 400 AD. It's estimated that around 100,000 to 200,000 people lived in Teotihuacan, who built giant monuments such as the Temple of Feathered Serpent Quetzalcoatl and the Pyramids of the Sun and the Sun and Moon. An anthropologist at University of California named Rosemary Joyce said the Mesoamericans used cinnabar, that's powdered mercury, to create liquid mercury to decorate jade objects and apply it to the dead bodies of their royal members. There are 3 other sites in Central America where mercury was found, but not at such a large scale beneath the Temple of the Feathered Serpent. And history writes, the many structures that still stand in Teotihuacan appear to be encoded with advanced mathematical and cosmic principles, and the layout precisely mirrors the positions of the planets in our solar system. Modern excavations of the site have unearthed discoveries of liquid mercury, walls lined with mica, and strange golden spheres containing unknown substances, all of which are out of place in the ancient world. Could these artifacts be the remnants of an alien society, perhaps even an extraterrestrial spaceport? Mercury is very toxic to humans, of course, and can exposed to it in several ways. Its exposure can cause headaches, chills, fever, chest tightness, coughs, hand tremors, nausea, vomiting, abdominal cramps, diarrhea, etc., even death. Now, although scientists are puzzled about what had been discovered under the Aztec pyramid, ancient astronaut theorists believe the mercury found at Quetzalcoatl Temple may have a direct connection with the feathered serpent god that came down from the sky. They were sky gods in other words. In episode 4 of season 11, Ancient Aliens, theorists discuss the possible reason behind the availability of liquid mercury on the large scale beneath the ancient Mexican pyramid. Swiss author Eric von Daniken said, "The liquid mercury was not only found in Teotihuacan, according to old Indian texts, it was once part of the propulsion system which extraterrestrials used for their flying machines." And according to Professor Shivanandam from Sri Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Viswa Maha, this is just too long, it's from India anyway, Saraswati University in India, Kanchipuram, India, around 7,000 years ago, that's 5,000 BC, people in India knew how to create vimanas, that's flying machines, to traverse the sky and beyond, that is interstellar, technology that NASA is still trying to harness today. There are references in ancient Vedic texts that cite the vimanas that could fly in the air and into the water and even in land. And they mention various propulsion, including Mercury propulsion. Many legends say that the Nazis went through these ancient Sanskrit texts to build their flying machines. Professor Shivandanam writes, "The future spacecraft engine, planned by NASA, uses Mercury bombardment units powered by solar cells. The Mercury propellant is vaporized, fed into the thruster discharge chamber, ionized, converted into plasma, and accelerated through small openings to pass out of the engine at velocities between 1,200 and 3,000 kilometers per minute. But so far, NASA is successful only to 1 pound of thrust, which is inadequate." About 108 years ago, T.B. Talpade, a Sanskrit scholar of Bombay, was able to use the knowledge of Vaimanika Shastra to produce sufficient thrust to lift his aircraft 1,500 feet into the air. George Chukala suggested the Mercury in a chamber of feathered serpent pyramid might depict the presence of physical craft there at some point. He added that if the feathered serpent was actually a spacecraft. A similar case of Mercury can be found in the Shaanxi province of China, where there is a funerary of 8,000 life-size terracotta warriors and horses. Researchers could not scale the massive underground structure due to high levels of mercury writing from the time of Qin Shi Huang. Like the Aztec story of Quetzalcoatl coming down from the sky, the Chinese have a legend of the ancestors of Qin Shi Huang, the Yellow Emperor, descended from heaven on a dragon. It's believed that the dragon was, of course, a spacecraft that could cover vast distances in a short time period. According to ancient astronaut theory, the Aztecs and the Chinese received hidden secrets of Mercury that allowed them to create a Mercury River for the extraterrestrials or their gods. And this is on House and Wise by Vicky Verma. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.